Peace, peace, peace. This is your boy Juice One with another episode of Smoke and Jokes, where we discuss today's topics while indulging in the greatest of herbal essences. And today's show is brought to you by no other than 50 Shades of Grape. Look, make no mistake, there is 50 Shades of Grape. Yay! I told you, just so I told you. That's all you gotta say. Now he put me on. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, um, it says, yeah. Let me read this article to you real here. It says two Florida high schoolers middle schoolers charged with plotting mass shooting after extensive studying Columbine. This is what we are up against, people. Put this over here. You know what I'm saying? This is what we are up against. The middle schoolers plotting shootings, mass shootings of schools, right? And these, according to this article, these are some well-known troubled kids. They said inside the article, 'cause like some of this I'm not gonna read. Some of these articles I've read. I could just give you a quick breakdown. If it was something like real, I would get into it. But basically, what they're saying in this article is that these two kids try to go online, buy black market guns, tried to learn how to make pipe bombs, was studying, the and canvassing the area, looking for where the cameras were located, had a map of all of that when they actually ran down on them. And they said that these kids, um, they were they were known, through the police combined. They had over 80 calls, to the residents because of these two kids. So of course, I guess, that was a red light to, keep an eye out on. So, they ran down on them. Now the one thing is, right here at the bottom, I gotta say, like I said, yeah, they was those conversations took place during class in the cafeteria and through Zoom, um, virtual meetings. These guys. That's how you know they're young. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know. I mean, I'm not laughing at this. Sorry, I don't even want to make it appear like I'm laughing at this. It's not funny at all. Oh yeah, like I said, 80 times combined, right? Now, but this is the part that I just wanted to read right here. Okay, it says the mother of one of the boys who was at the court hearing, according to the footage from the Lee County Courthouse that was carried, by the affiliate company um in Fort Myers, Florida, said her son is just a little boy who didn't think the pair's plans were serious. That's the part that I just wanted to get out there. All of this information, all of the calling the cops on them, 80 times, this, that, and the third, all of that, all of the maps on them, everything. Sir, this is a real plan. This is just, little kids being kids, growing up and, being kids. That's all. That's all. Now, let's go over here to this next article. It says, data shows booster shots are not appropriate at this time, U.S. and international scientists conclude. Ah, they're concluding something here, people. It's saying the comments in the peer-reviewed journal at Lancet comes a week before the Biden administration says plans to begin offering COVID vaccine booster shots to the general public. The health and the health basically community, you know what I'm saying? It's basically saying no, at this time there's no real reason for the booster shots, right? That's what they're saying. They're saying no, at this time we don't see it. So the Biden push is just that, a Biden push. You know what I'm saying? Or yeah, I'm not gonna say a Biden. I think that Biden is the one who's just the face of it. You know what I'm saying? Um, an FDA advisory group is meeting Friday to discuss data to support the wide use of boosters. Right? It says an expert review of scientific evidence for data has concluded that COVID-19 vaccine booster shots are not needed at this time for the general public. A group, a group, which is a group of U.S. and international scientists said Monday in a peer-reviewed journal, The Lancet, right? It says, um, the conclusion by scientists, including two senior Food and Drug Administration officials, and who, wait, hold on, let me go here so you can see it. All right. It says, um, Drug Administration officials, and the WHO comes as studies continue to show the authorized COVID vaccine in the U.S. remains highly effective against severe disease and hospitalization caused by the fast spreading Delta variant. While COVID vaccine effectiveness against mild disease may wane over time, the protection against severe disease may persist, the scientist said. That's because the body's immune system is complex, they say, and has other defenses inside, um, besides antibodies that may protect anyone from getting seriously sick. Right? Current evidence does not therefore appear to show a need for boosting in the general population, which efficiency against the severe disease remains high. The scientists wrote, adding, the wide distribution of booster is not appropriate at this stage of the pandemic. Why? Let me break that down to you real quick. Right? Let me break this down to you. Here's a fact. It's like you got what's that, sanitizer. Now the sanitizer says it kills 99.9% of germs, right? What happens to that 0.1% that survives? Clearly it's resistant to whatever that 99% could not withstand. So that 1% becomes stronger than whatever 99% that you was bumping off. So now you got something beyond what you was dealing with on whatever scale that you was dealing with, meaning that maybe you just wanted it to kill 60% of the germs, right? And you let the soap and all of these other things handle the rest, right? Because now what you're doing is putting a cart before the horse. Now you can barely handle the virus as it is. And you're trying to get people that don't need, that's naturally already resisting it, to take upon something that's only gonna make the virus stronger. From my conclusion, I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? I could be wrong. Not a scientist. A scientist. You know what I'm saying? I step back. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just doing the math. You understand what I'm saying? I'm doing the math. So, I believe that this is, the only logical reason for telling the people that no, at this point in time, we do not believe that booster shots. We're not saying that the shots, period, are not working. You understand what I'm saying? We're saying that at this time we do not need booster shots. That's what we're saying, and I'm feeling them. I'm not arguing with them, and I'm gonna roll with those punches, right? So now let's go up here where it says move variant, which may be vaccine resistant in all 50 states after Nebraska case. Mm, mm. Let's look at this right here. It says the COVID 19 move variant was confirmed to be in all 50 states after the mutation was detected in Nebraska, right? According to the outbreak info, which uses data from the GISAID virus reporting network, um 5,659 move variant sequences have been detected worldwide as of September 4th. Of those, 2,436 were detected in the US. The variant, let's go here. It goes. Okay. The variant, which first emerged in Colombia in January, remains relatively rare in the U.S. despite the presence of at least one case in each state in the district of Columbia. The strain is almost common in Alaska, where it accounts for between 3 and 4% of COVID cases, according to Outbreak. That's strange. Alaska has more of the Colombian outbreak than anywhere. That's strange. A lot of coke sniffing out there. I'm just saying. Oh, just saying. Okay, okay, hey. I'm just wondering. Colombia, Alaska. Shit. That's pretty far away. You know what I'm saying? What's going on here? How is that happening? We need to know something. Is that a pipeline going on? Hold on, Jill. Let me stop. Sound like I'm dry snitching. I don't know nothing. Didn't say nothing. The move variant has been detected in around 1% of cases in Hawaii, with its prevalence in every other state falling between 1% through the 6 cases detected in the U.S. Virgin Islands, mean that it constitutes about 3% of the territory active cases. So, like I said, it's strange how it's coming down with, like, from Alaska and Hawaii now. You know, that's strange how it's, if you're looking at it, it's migrating south. You know, that's the move area. And the move, you got to remember, Hawaii and all of that is over on China's side. You understand what I'm saying? Our west coast is basically right into, Asia and all of that. That's why the Hawaiians are, basically like Asian mixed. You know what I mean? Yeah, Asian mixed. From my understanding, don't fight me. I don't want to be getting into no arguments about this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just from my studies. Uh, Um. Okay, let's look at this. It says Israeli firm reveals armed robots to patrol volatile borders. Let me go in here. Let me switch this up. Let me switch this up.
Is the devil taking over? I'm not saying the Jews. I'm saying technology and using it to enforce and impose itself. And is it screwing its head right in the center of strange events? Pay attention, people. Pay attention.
Now, like I was saying, I'm not implying, anything about them. I'm just saying the use of robotic policing, where the only people are in danger are those against it. You don't even have to worry about your soldiers being harmed because you have robotic soldiers. This people is what we are up against. Is that the devil? Huh? And it's showing itself. An Israel defense contractor, no, an Israeli defense contractor on Monday unveiled a remote controlled armed robot. It says can patrol battle zones, track inventories, and open fire. The unmanned vehicle is the latest addition to the world of drone technology, which is rapidly reshaping modern battlefields. Understand, people. The devil is pushing in and closing in. The more you say no, it's not, and we ain't gotta worry about it, the more you will see it's real. The actions that you are seeing are real. They can do they implement certain things in certain areas because it's easier, right? So I like being used there, it can show its use, like I said, through the borders. So next thing you know, it pops up in Texas and places like that. Be prepared, people. This is what's coming to you. It's coming to you. It's being unveiled. So if you don't feel the nervousness now, if you are 40 or younger, you're supposed to be making plans to say no, no, no. If you are 40 and over, you're supposed to be taking your time to engage and inform those 40 or younger so they can go no, no, no. That's your job, people. The 40 and youngers are supposed to be on the front lines, and the 40 and older are supposed to be guiding them on the field or with information. Meaning, the older you get, the less on the battlefield that you are going to be valuable because you can only be a hindrance because of the love for you and the information and the drive that you have got them on the battlefield. They're going to want to protect you, but how when bullets are flying. So the wisest thing is after you get to a certain limit, fall back from the battlefield, but lead the troops. But you can't lead the troops if you don't even have simple information. So after 40, it's not that once you hit 40, you leave the battlefield, that you start gradually moving towards the informer as far as informing your people of information. That's what you do, people. That's what you're supposed to do. So this is my contribution as in telling you, pay attention. The noose is being tightened on you. It's closing in. It's closing in. Pay attention. You see them, right? Proponents say such semi-auto anonymous machines allow armies to protect their soldiers, while critics fear this marks another dangerous steps towards robots making life or death decisions. They don't even see, there becomes two arguments. One side, you going, okay, it's about the computer making the life, the self decisions, but it's an unarmed, unmanned. It doesn't mean that, meaning that it's nobody in there. It's still being watched. So if you feel comfortable simply with that, all you're fearing is just that one day it might even turn against us, then you are part of the problem as well. They're running game on you because next thing you know, it's raiding your community as well. So do not be foolish and think, well, it's for our protection against them. No, that's how it's presented. It's like a credit card, and next thing you know, every time you use it, three different individuals are getting money from one use of the card. There should be government, mandates on that type of thing. Now it's the legal currency where paper money is becoming irrelevant. You should not be able to be taking all of this money from the people from all of these different venues. I'm sorry to say, right? But let's get to this. It says protects, right? Then it says the four-wheel drive robot presented Monday was developed by state-owned Israel Aerospace Industries Rex MK2. I will be doing my research into this company, people, and letting you know what I found out in the coming days. It is operated by electronic tablets, see, and can be equipped with two machine gun cameras and sensors, said Ronnie Aveni, deputy head of the company in an autonomous systems division. The robot can gather intelligence for ground troops carrying injured soldiers and supplies in and out of battle and strike nearby targets. That means if you hunkering down somewhere and you see the truck pull up, just know this is what's coming in to get you. Was that, was it RoboCop? What movie was it? Wait, yo, I'ma find it. It's an old movie and it was just like this, man. It was these same machines, man. Pay attention, man. Pay attention. I gotta find it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really into the old flicks like that. It's funny, I was just talking about that yesterday. But it's I'm close it down with a little um this is a fire. Now my whole thing really about this is, it's just really a fire that hopped over from, I believe, the south and went into Northern California. My question is California, you know, on fire? Is like that's just the the flames. You know what I'm saying? And then you call it, City of Angels, like, Los Angeles, and you say these angels, and it's like, it's a strange thing because I wish for the people and pray for the people out there, because every time I always see it every year, I be like, damn, dude, that's a real hectic place. Not only do you always got to worry about, um, pardon me, not only do you always got to worry about earthquakes, but you got to worry about um the fires as well. You know that for me, that's a That's a rough thing, that shit. You know what I'm saying? But let me give a little spot promotion to my book. Street Skelzy, Knock 'em Out the Box by M.A. Wade. You can go check it out on Amazon. Um, you can read it actually for free, you know what I'm saying, for a time being if you have the um the Amazon account. You can read it on your Nook and whatnot. So, go check it out. Support your boy. It's a great read. Over 400 pages. It's a story about a father who gets killed, and now the two brothers who work on opposite sides of the law must team up and track down their father's murderer. It's a murder mystery. It's all around, the New York City area. I wrote it myself while I was incarcerated. Went through a riot and a whole bunch of things to get this book home. It means a lot to me, and so I would love for you to take the time and check it out. You know, oh yeah, let me throw up my grand strains. You already see, the grand strains. Go to the Some Junkies. That's SOME. Some short for social media junkies. Go to the shop and check out, my merchandise, and hope you see something that you like. And as well, when we talk about the grand strains, we are talking about that gas, grams and strains, that gas. You know. All right, all right. So I'm gonna end this off with just a quick conversation about hypocrisy and contradiction, right? It's two different things, right? A hypocrite is somebody who deliberately tells you lies, misleads you, and sends you down a path, right? A contradiction, a contradiction is a misunderstanding within a statement, meaning that somebody could tell you something and it doesn't resonate the same way, right? Meaning that you're hearing two different things, so you going, nah, that can't be. You just said this over here, and that goes against what you're saying right now, right? And so a lot of times contradictions come from two different arguments. Like say if I'm making a statement, right? But I didn't get a chance to complete my whole, you know, um context, like everything that I was saying. All I did was make a statement and you interject and you ask a question based on the statement, right? That I never got a chance to finish. I never got a chance to finish every, the complete thought. It was something inside of that you heard. And so now I have to take the time and address that, right? But inside of that, what that means, it'd appear like what I'm saying is contradictory to what I'm trying to get out due to the fact that you have already stopped the person from getting out the complete thought, right? Whereas um um a hypocrite, is being hypocritical comes from a deliberate um misleading. You know what I'm saying? You deliberately, being elusive due to the fact that it's beneficial to that person. And I was thinking that because um when we promote as people, right? We cannot play both sides of the fence, right? Like me, like I can't say I'm not with, the self hate and all of that, and playing, self hate music, watching self hate um movies, and I mean, even like if you doing it amongst yourself, then fine. I guess. But the problem is don't you engage with other people? Don't you converse on those same things? Now, if you not watching them as a critic and not with disapproval, you understand what I'm saying? And you're not talking about it in disapproval, then you're promoting it, right? Even though you're saying, "Yo, listen, y'all shouldn't be out there doing that," but you're conversing on the same things that's promoting that for them to do it. If you if hip hop is saying, if there's a rap artist, right, who says, "Yo, I'ma run out, yo, the dude owe me money, I'ma round down and bust my gun, I'm not having that," and you listening and you driving and you having fun with it, you just having fun. Your thing is yeah, the most I'll do is quit my job if my boss does. You know what I mean? You just saying it as a way of venting. But the person next to you could be perceiving that as that's what you're supposed to be doing. Whenever the thing get rough, say whenever somebody else is in a fucked up situation, you offer yo, I would have punched him in the mouth, or I would have did this, I would have did right. You are pushing somebody with a false belief system that's how you're supposed to handle the situation, right? And then when a person reacts that way, everybody go, "Oh man, that's crazy. I wouldn't have did that." But so you're giving two different views of how to handle situations. And if that's the case, you are being a hypocrite. You understand what I'm saying? Because you're literally promoting these things while saying, "Oh nah, I wouldn't do that. Nah, nah, nah." You understand what I'm saying? So it's that fine line of how one expresses himself or herself, and one expresses themselves, right? So with that in mind is why I say some people can be contradictory, meaning that say they're telling you a story like, "Yo, I used to do such and such," right? But they're not saying it in a glorifying way, but they are still telling you that they participated in that world. One could say that's a contradiction, and then others might confuse that with being a hypocrite. It seems like a contradiction when you don't understand elevation. You understand what I'm saying? So that could be a contradiction, but it is not being hypocritical. You're not being a hypocrite due to the fact that you are not, unless you are standing there and still promoting that, which a lot of people are doing. I see a lot of these so-called older mentors, and they're not showing elevation. They're still getting caught up in the same thing. They're still promoting the same thing as if you could still do this. And my thing is, cool, but if you gangster, nobody is supposed to know. It's supposed to pop up one day, like you walking down the street in your slippers and your bathrobe because the feds are watching you type shit. You understand what I'm saying? It's supposed to be that. It's not supposed to be this front street shit. So that's hypocritical and contradictory to what you're promoting to the youth. You understand what I'm saying? You are saying that you are trying to lead them in a direction, a good direction that you learned your lesson, right? Think about what got you in the street. The finances, the money chasing, the dollar. That's what the whole hip hop scene was talking about, right? So you're not rearranging the mind when your messages are not redeveloped. So I cannot promote something. I cannot tell you any of the stuff that I've done that come as if it was in a good light. I'll only tell you the stuff where I made foolish decisions and the reward was not good. You understand what I'm saying? I'm only tell you those. I'm not gonna tell you all of the stuff that I foolishly partied on, not knowing that those were not the things that you were supposed to be celebrating. You understand what I'm saying? So I will not continue spreading that. I will not tell you those stories with a smile and joy and you know what I'm saying? And if I even sense that I would tell you a story like that, I can't do it. Like there'll be stories that'll be half and half, but I feel that the message would be lost, like as if it was being semi glorified. And I don't want nobody to think that any of those decisions are that. Really, I speak for like the ultimate low. Like I was kicked out of public school in the fifth grade. I didn't return back to public school into the 10th grade. My first high school in New York is a thing called a 600 school. You know what I'm saying? That's like it's the bottom. You ain't even really in school. You're not really in school. You just there around a bunch of kids. Look it up. And my school was called Lewis and Clark High School in the Bronx, over there on Westchester Square. You know what I'm saying? Very wild school. But nothing but, either like retarded ass motherfuckers with very bad wild kids and shit. So it was like the bottom, uncontrollables. I finally made it into public school. So I went to three high schools in fake high schools. So basically four high schools. You know what I'm saying? And went through a lot of wildness, knew nothing but the wildest dudes throughout the city. So my story I cannot give without, you know, the sorrow because there was so many people I saw lost to the chaos. So my story is different. And a lot of it you can't really tell because it's, about people that's really no longer here. Like, like I said, my homeboy, he got me to know to not smoke cigarettes, but he was a very wild dude. Very wild. Very, very wild. You understand what I'm saying? But I can't tell his story because it's not my story to tell. You understand what I'm saying? He's not here. That's his story. I can only tell you how we interacted with each other, but that would not be fair because you wouldn't understand how we were riding. Like that's my boy because, of these mentalities and things and situations. So it's not for me to really break that down. And like I said, I can tell you, the crimes and the wild things that we did, but I can only tell it from my side. I can't tell it from, the complete side. And then I feel like that wouldn't be fair the way you tell it because it could paint somebody in a negative light. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to do that. And mind you, it could paint them in a real good light depending on the group of people you talking to. You know, instead of saying like, if I talk about the people that I know from the street, these are like stand up dudes at their moment in their life. I don't know what other events might have, took down the road. But at that point in their life, these are stand up people. You understand what I'm saying? So, um, we're gonna talk about those things in a stand up kind of way. It's like like homeboys I know today that's still on the street. You know what I'm saying? That stand up dudes. You're gonna say it like with joy. And the minute you do that, you're promoting this as if this is the way to go. So that's where the problem is. I could not talk about these people without joy in me, and I would always have to be cautious what that would be promoting to somebody who doesn't understand the joyful part of understanding or knowing these people versus the actions that we might have been taking in the streets. You understand what I mean? So, I just try to avoid um being contradictory and knowingly being a hypocrite. You understand what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at with it. I just wanted to really build with y'all, and talk to y'all about, you know, um, that I'm putting my life story together. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting my story together, and inside that, I want to be able to um hold on a minute. I want to be able to talk. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want my crimies like those I was running with to look like savages and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas was wild. Dudes was wild dudes, man. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times it wasn't. I mean, let me say this. I'm gonna say 70% of my agenda was always for the people, right? 30%, nah, it was strictly I don't know, you know, being lost in moments. You know what I'm saying? So I try to avoid that, and like I said, I don't. I'm a give my story. I'm working on a. I got a couple other books that I'm actually about to release, and then after that, I'm gonna sit down and I think I'm gonna take like a good 2 years of real reflecting to put down my story. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if I released everything, like through this, then it's like, hey, we don't really, even though like this way it's in pieces and bits, and in the story it's a straight line. But like I said, I always drop little jewels, but I think that matter of fact, you know what I'll do as I'm writing the story, and for the next 2 years, you'll know that I'm working on it because inside of the story, it'll be a breakdown of little things. I think that's how I do it. Like when I do my show, I'll be just like you know magnifying, like zooming in on that story because I don't, like I said, I don't want to really make my homeboys and all of that look negative. You know, understand what I'm saying? Like I said, we was all bad kids and shit like that. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't want people to look like, and I'm not talking about um um my homeboys like the kids I grew up with. I'm talking about my street dudes. You know what I'm saying? My street life. Like those people. For me, I just well, you gotta understand. I just look at street life activity as savage in general. You know what I'm saying? Let's clarify that. I look at street life as a savage lifestyle. So I have a lot of friends, came out of the street life, whether it was selling drugs, robbery, whatever. You understand what I'm saying? Because all of those stories, if you tell a lot of people, will sound savage. It could be something simple. You understand what I'm saying? So, um, because of that, I'm taking this approach. I wish I had my light. I'm over here trying to see right here. Pardon me, pardon me. Free life. Let me put y'all on pause for a quick second. All right. Thousand lighters and always got to go run around and try to find one of these. You know what I mean? It's funny because I'm about to end this right now anyway. I put you on pause just so I can tell you. Just so I can tell you, peace. It's your boy Juice Water with another episode of Smoke and Jokes, where we discuss today's topics while indulging in the greatest of verbal essences. And today's show, well, is brought to you by no other than 50 Shades of Grape. See, make no mistake, there is 50 Shades of Grape.